Coming up on News 2, the Easter camping tradition continues. We'll head out to the historic Salt River National Park. The Good Friday liquor ban will be in effect. The law is often a source of confusion because different people interpret it in different ways. We'll clarify it. Plus, Easter is celebrated a variety of ways. For some, it's all about the Easter bunny and candy. We'll have a little history and some events in store. Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Guzman. Staying topic on Newscast. Schools and government offices are closed most of this week in observance of Easter. It's a time in which many people in St. Croix look forward to because of an annual tradition that drives residents to the beaches in droves. News 2's Erica Parsons has the story.
St. Croix beaches are home to families during Easter. Those families have been camping for decades.
They've been camping for at least 44 years, started with my grandmother.
Most campers have been pitching their tents in the same spot for years. Young and old look forward to their home away from home.
It just eased my mind being here on the beach with my family.
I see it as a way of family and friends getting together, having a good time, getting away from technology, all the worries of the world.
I like to go in the water and go home and come back and go to sleep.
Everybody at the family will come and sit down. We chat, we crack jokes, we play dominoes, we eat, we bathe, we come out, we play dominoes again.
No one seems to mind missing some of the more modern conveniences of home. In fact, many of those luxuries are found at the campsites. But campers say they welcome the getaway, and they also take time to reflect on the meaning of Easter.
You don't need no cell phone. Everybody they're right here already. You don't need to call nobody. Less thing to worry about, less light bill and less power to go up.
They have church service here, and of course my family gets together and we listen to the Word of God. We actually take time to listen to what's the meaning of Easter.
The cost to camp could run in the thousands, but it's not a price that's ever borne alone, and it's one the campers are willing to pay.
Everybody patch up, and I put something, my sister put something, everybody just put something to get together as one.
Police cruisers are making regular checks, and with the sun, the sand, and the waves, it's no wonder these families never want to leave.
Out here more better than being home. That's how I feel. I could live out here,
I feel good. You know that I want you.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
Meanwhile, the health department is reminding residents to take every precaution against mosquito bites while camping. Officials say while reports show the chikungunya outbreak may be over, they say it and other mosquito-borne illnesses are probably still present. Some recommendations to fight mosquito bites include using insect repellents that contain DEET or oil or lemon eucalyptus, empty standing water, and turn outside containers upside down to keep water from collecting, and protect infants with the cotton mosquito netting. The good news is that once the virus leaves the human population, then it will die out in mosquitoes, and that will stop the spread. Well, earlier this week, the Department of Licensing and Consumer Affairs reminded Virgin Islanders of the liquor ban set to take effect on Good Friday. The liquor ban is enforced every year during Christian observance of Holy Week. What does the ban entail, and why is it the subject of criticism by some VI residents? News' April Knight has details.
The streets are quieter this Holy Thursday, and on Good Friday, probably some businesses as well. That's when the liquor ban goes into effect. The Good Friday liquor ban is stipulated in the VI Code. It says on Good Friday, distilled drinks and liquor shall not be served in public places from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can still go to the store and buy alcohol, but you'll have to consume it at home. In the United States, anti-liquor ban parties claim it's a constitutional violation. Some VI residents lament the revenue loss, while others say the government is forcing religious practice on everyone.
And they might have something there. In fact, there's something called the Lemon Test from a case called Lemon versus Kurtzman. To pass the test, a law must, 1, not get the government entangled in religious affairs, 2, it should not inhibit nor advance religious practice, and 3, it should have a secular use outside of any religion.
More than 20 years ago, Connecticut struck down its Good Friday liquor ban because it failed that test. The liquor ban is still very much alive in VI books and continues to be enforced, with licensing and consumer affairs police spot checking business establishments. And if you're caught in violation, whether you're observing Good Friday or not, you can get slapped with a $200 fine and up to 1 year in jail. Reporting for News 2, I'm April Knight.
Again, the Good Friday liquor ban takes effect starting 9 a.m. on Friday morning and ends at 4 p.m. in the afternoon. Pope Francis observed Holy Thursday by holding Mass at a home for the elderly and disabled in Italy. But while Easter celebrations vary around the world, the meaning remains more or less the same for different Christian denominations. There's the Feast of Palm Sunday, which happens the Sunday before Easter. It proceeds with Holy Thursday, commemorating the Last Supper, Good Friday commemorating the crucifixion and death of Jesus, and then Easter Sunday celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ from the dead. Described in the New Testament as having occurred 3 days after his crucifixion by Romans at Calvary c. 30 AD. Again, various Christian denominations celebrate it differently, but there are common activities such as Easter egg hunts, help for children. In the territory, it's a time to spend with family or a chance to take a quiet vacation. Well, a number of churches will be holding Good Friday services. Jehovah's Witnesses warmly invite you to be present with them on this important occasion, as the memorial of Christ's death will be held on Friday after sundown. Service will be held at Sugar Bay Hotel at 7 p.m. at 28 Estate John Dunko, Charlotte in Spanish and Creole at 6:15 p.m. and 7:45 p.m. On St. Croix, it will be held at Kingdom Hall, 23C North Carlton Road in English, Spanish, and American Sign Language. All are welcome. And a quick note to our viewers, there will be a change in programming due to the Good Friday holiday. News 2 will be preempted by a special in recognition. Word with Adele Brown presents a Good Friday half-hour special. News 2 will be back on air Monday at 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. Again, tune in to TV2 for a Good Friday special that will preempt News 2 at 7 p.m. on Good Friday. Vitran's bus service will be interrupted on all 3 islands due to the holiday. Commissioner Gustav James of Public Works says the fixed route bus service will be suspended on Friday and Easter Monday, April 6. The ADA paratransit service, he says, will operate as normal on all 3 islands. Again, Vitran's fixed route bus service suspended on Good Friday and Easter Monday. Turning our attention overseas, it's not a done deal just yet. But the U.S., its European allies, and Iran have reached a framework to limit Iran's nuclear program. President Obama says the understanding cuts off all of Iran's pathways to a nuclear weapon. A new June 30 deadline has been set to work out the final details. Both sides agreed to a work-in-progress deal that includes new restrictions on Iran's enhanced uranium, a 2/3 reduction of its uranium stockpile, and ongoing inspections of Iran's nuclear facilities, all efforts to keep Iran from making a nuclear bomb. Keeping our eye on the economy, here's the New York Stock Exchange with our stock market watch. The Dow, Nasdaq, S&P all up. The Dow 65, Nasdaq 6, S&P 7. Coming up on News 2, some Easter events planned. We'll share a lineup, especially for the Easter egg hunters. We'll be right back. Congratulations to the new members who will be there to lend a hand in times of emergency. On Monday, March 30th, St. Thomas Rescue added 6 new members to the rank and file. They are Sean Brady, Carolyn Watley, Joanne Anthony, Gregory Reed Jr., Eilette Semper-Smith, and Nestra McBean. These members are certified first responders and have also completed training in advanced first aid, CPR, AAD, medium-duty hydraulics, vehicle extrication, rope, rappelling, marine and boating safety, fire safety, forensic crime, scene preservation, and much, much more. Those are just some of the training these members must complete to become a rescue member. Congratulations. On Monday, March 30th, the St. Thomas Lions Club brought a lion's share of goods, groceries, and monetary gifts to Catholic Charities Bethlehem House Shelter for the Homeless with their Fill the Pantry food drive. After a drive in front of Costules, the Bethlehem House Shelter for the Homeless is an alcohol and drug-free facility that offers housing, hot meals, counseling, as well as referrals to other community governmental agencies for the homeless population in the Virgin Islands. Mr. Aiken, Director of Catholic Charities, was presented a check in the amount of $307. American Red Cross of the VI received a donation from Caribbean Reservations, Inc. as part of their contribution to the Fill the Boot campaign held recently. The $2,500 donation will help the American Red Cross's volunteers continue to be present when families are in times of need during emergencies and disasters. The check was presented by Avril Christine Thomas, supervisor from Caribbean Reservations, Inc., and was accepted by Marla Matthew, disaster program manager, John Farrell, disaster specialist, and Lily Alvarez, executive coordinator for the American Red Cross. The Virgin Islands National Guard is observing the month of the military child throughout April because they stand in support of their military parents during training and deployments. The Ving Family Program Office and its family readiness groups has planned events for the month of April. The Easter egg hunt and movie night kicked off earlier today and continues until 8 p.m. at the Francis Readiness Center in Estate Nazareth. For the St. Croix military community, the Easter event is Saturday, April 18th. The Child and Youth Program is also holding an essay poster art contest to give military youth the opportunity to tell their individual stories of military life. Across the territory, there are lots of family-friendly events during the Easter weekend. On St. Croix, Undercover Books and Gifts will be hosting an Easter egg hunt for the little ones on Saturday. The hunt will take place right after Saturday's story time at 11:30. On St. Thomas, also on Saturday from noon to 4, Tutu Park Mall will be having an Easter Wonderland celebration. It will include an egg hunt, face painting, Easter hat and coloring contests, musical chairs, and a bouncing house. The Venomous Fan Club will be holding Easter Spring Fling 2015. That's on Saturday as well at Emile Griffith Ballpark from noon until. There's also an Easter egg hunt, bounce house, dunk booth, egg and spoon race, and tug of war. There will also be basketball and softball games to round out the day. An Easter extravaganza is planned on Sunday at Crown Bay from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. with an Easter bonnet parade, children fun zone, pony rides, Easter egg hunt, petting zoo, brunch, and musical entertainment. Free goodie bags will be handed out. There will be an Easter bonnet parade. That's open to everyone, including ladies, men, and children. Prizes will be available for the most creative. For the entertainment, many solo performances by many popular local musicians. Be sure to join Yacht Haven Grand this Saturday, April 4th, because they will be having a family day out at the annual Easter Spring Fling. You can join them for the Easter egg hunt with more than 4,000 eggs hidden just waiting to be discovered on the grounds. Bouncy houses, magic tricks and juggling, ice cream and cotton candy. That's all from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Then for those who love Latin music, be sure to head back to Yacht Haven because from 7 to 11 p.m. you can dance the evening away, featuring the Latin Mix Band at Fat Turtle. Again, that's all on Saturday. Well, it's April and Easter is not on the mind of those who worry about taxes. That deadline is the 15th. Throughout the month of April, we will share some tax tips and reminders with you. Tonight, we share some common mistakes to avoid from a certified public accountant. Here's more from Inar De Leon.
Tax preparers are working long hours these days on tax returns, and they see lots of mistakes. CPA Alan Rosen says one of the most common errors concerns filing an extension.
The tax is due whether or not you file an extension on April 15th. The extension gives you time to file your return, but the tax dollars are due.
Consumer Reports' Toby Stanger says another big mistake, not filing at all because you can't afford to pay your entire bill on tax day.
No matter what, you have to file your tax return. Usually you can set up an installment plan with the Internal Revenue Service and avoid a stiff penalty, but you're still going to have to pay interest.
You can find the forms on irs.gov by typing installment into the search bar. Another tax mistake, not claiming everything you are allowed. For instance, the federal tax credit for energy-efficient upgrades to your home. If you made improvements that qualify, be sure to include those. And here's something regarding your parents you may not know.
If you pay more than 50% of your parents' living expenses, you may be able to claim them as dependents even if they don't live with you.
When it comes to charitable deductions, don't assume a canceled check is enough to prove your generosity.
For charitable contributions of $250 or more, you're going to need a receipt from the organization showing the amount you donated.
And if you claim business deductions like meals, of course keep the credit card receipt, but you should also note who attended and why. This is Inara de Leon.
Be sure to stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast comes your way next.